Hey, everybody. I am Lonnie Malone, and this is not necessarily political with James Williams and Lonnie Malone. And James is here, but he has stepped out for 1 second. What I'm going to do is we have a guest today, and it is the great and honorable Mark Pedway.
Can I cheer?
Cheer, please, always. Now, Brother Mark, why are you here today?
Lonnie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to your audience, and also good afternoon to Julia. And I want to say good afternoon to Mr. Williams while he's away for right now. And I also have with me my lovely wife in the studio today.
Hi. Hello.
We're trying to get her to
I
come
am
to
here
the table, ladies and gentlemen.
To get some things clear about what's going on in the county concerning our office, and particularly dealing with bingo. I want to let everybody know that we have investigated bingo for over a decade. We have plenty of cases that have not gone to court yet. It's just a misdemeanor, and we still have those cases that have been sitting in the sheriff's office for over a decade and have not gone to court. We've called for those cases to be prepared to get rid of them because we have machines sitting in storage. Those machines has a storage fee of $7,800 every 6 months. So that's over $15,000 a year for storage of bingo machines. That's an enormous price that the citizens of Jefferson County are paying just for bingo storage. I don't know why they did what they did, but right now you cannot get a conviction on a bingo forfeiture unless you have an expert to go in court with you to be able to show that this machine is illegal. And to have an expert, it costs tens of thousands of dollars. There's only 3 experts here in the United States. And it's an enormous fee to get somebody to come into court to testify to show that these machines are illegal. We cannot afford to have somebody come into court to testify to show the machines are illegal. The DA cannot afford it. The DA came to me and said, hey, we can't afford to have an expert come. That does not fit into our budget. The presiding judge is not going to pay for an expert. We're stuck with these machines right now, sitting in storage, paying a storage fee of $7,800 every 6 months. And these machines been in there for over a decade, over 10 years. Some have been in there close to 12 years.
So let's go back. You have bingo, and then you have electronic bingo.
Mm-hmm.
So is electronic gambling illegal in Alabama, or is electronic bingo considered electronic gambling? What is it? What is it? The definition, I guess.
Well, to tell you the truth, they have gambling here in Alabama. You want to be honest about it. They have several places here that you can go and gamble. On the Indian land, it's illegal. You can gamble there. They just need to just have it regulated throughout the whole state of Alabama. They need to change the laws here and have it regulated throughout the whole state of Alabama. Now they say that bingo can be played electronically. It can only be played on a card. I think that is crazy, stupid, and backwards and outdated.
So how can Wetumpka, Atmore, how can they get legalized whatever, and Birmingham, Jefferson County can't? What's the difference?
It's because it's on Indian land, which is federal property. Now, they want to make sure that they keep their customers now. Most of their customers come from Jefferson County. And they know how to pay they know how to pay people that are in political office to make sure that they keep their customers. So I don't blame them. You know, it's a game of money. It's all about money. The bottom line is money, M-O-N-E-Y. And they're going to make sure that they keep their money right there at their casinos. So they're going to pay whoever it takes to make sure that those customers that they had that they're losing are going to be coming back to their casinos.
So why is it now that your name is popping up in the news? I saw you in AL.com, Yellow Hammer, I think, and what all this. Why now? What's going on with?
I would like to think because I'm doing a good job. That's what I would like to think. You know, everywhere I go, people tell me that. They tell me that I'm doing a good job, and they support me, and they tell me continue doing what I'm doing. But I think there's some other controversies that are going on. Some things that's been said by the Attorney General here, state of Alabama. Now, he wrote me a letter about bingo. Now, I understand bingo, but I also have other problems too. He should have mentioned those. I have problems when it comes down to gun violence. He didn't mention that. To me, that's a top priority. That's a felony, not a misdemeanor. Have problems dealing with opioids. I just received a message today from the U.S. Attorney General, Jay Towns, dealing with both of those issues, dealing with gun violence, dealing with opioids. Now, he's concerned about the real issues, whereas the Alabama Attorney General is only concerned about bingo. I also have to deal with domestic violence, human trafficking, bullying, drug houses. To me, those are bigger crimes. So, and I wish he would be concerned about those the same way he is concerned about bingo, and come up here and help us with those crimes right there. I invite him, I welcome him to come up here and bring resources to help us with those crimes right there that I just listed.
So what's his take on the crimes that you just spoke about?
He never mentioned them. Never mentioned them. He only mentioned bingo.
So is bingo that much of an issue where the Attorney General has to get involved?
It's a misdemeanor. And my thing is, those cities that issue those licenses, they have a police chief. He needs to go to those cities, talk to their mayor and their police chief, and they can easily get that resolved right there. If they need help, they can come to me. I'm there to help them. And I've told them that. I am there to help you. This is a misdemeanor that needs to be taken care of right there in that city. Felonies come to the county. They can take care of those misdemeanors right there in that city and not bring it to the county.
What cities right now is he's mainly talking about? The ones who have issues with bingo and all those?
Brighton was the city that was brought up. I believe they were the one that issued the license to operate bingo. And I believe that's the only bingo hall that's been in operation. The city of Brighton.
I know I'm popping in. I've been watching you guys, but it's called home rule, right? Where down in Montgomery, they can pretty much legislate. Each county can legislate itself the way it wants to legislate itself.
We don't have home rule.
But what happens is that's why gambling can exist in Greene County, but it can't exist in Jefferson County, even though gambling does exist in the Jefferson County because it's at the Birmingham racetrack. Horses are being bet on and everything out there, right? Still gambling, right? Same thing. I guess where I'm at with this whole thing about the Attorney General.
And it's digital, just like...
Why he couldn't write you a letter? I guess that's my whole thing about it all.
He did send me a letter. He sent me a letter.
Okay.
And it was kind of offensive to me.
Right.
It reminded me about my oath that I took. I didn't need him to remind me of my oath that I took.
Absolutely.
I'm well aware of my oath.
Right.
And I carry out those duties every day.
Right.
I do not neglect my oath nor my duties. Now, we investigate crimes. We always investigate crimes. Anybody report a crime, we're going to investigate it. Do we have an expert to say if something, if a machine is functioning illegally or not? We don't have an expert. Does he have an expert? I don't know. He's never mentioned anything about an expert. But I would love for him to concentrate on some of the other crimes that are going on here. I'd like to say, hey, we have bigger things going on, such as the gun violence.
Let me bring it. And we're going to go back. James Williams has joined us now, ladies and gentlemen. at the election, when the sheriff finally became the sheriff, we gave him open door policy to whenever he wanted to come on and explain anything dealing with the county. He had carte blanche. He's able to come on whenever he wants to. And today he's coming on because if you notice, in the last week or so, there's been an onslaught of interviews or newspaper articles from certain papers around the town that's been on him about bingo, electronic bingo. So we want to give him a chance to express himself and give his point of view. And that's why here. So we have Mark Petway, the current sheriff of Jefferson County. What's the difference between bingo and online poker that people can play from their own computer?
I've never played either one,
Right.
so I couldn't tell you the difference.
The difference is the ticket. When they do it down in those casinos down there, they treat it as bingo. And by you saying it's bingo, that is the little niche in the law that kind of says it's not like slot machines or casino style, if that makes sense.
But digital bingo is internet based. It's electronic.
Understood.
What's the difference? I pull up my phone right now in front of you, and I start playing poker or blackjack online.
But if
You
you,
can play
play
bingo
on, but if you
on
play
your phone
online,
also.
you can't cash out in Alabama. They will tell you I'm a poker player.
All right.
So they don't allow you to pay out in Alabama. Certain states, and I think we're the last one left because Mississippi was like that at first. You can do it, but they can't pay you, if that makes sense.
So they send you something
They'll
like they
send you something like a voucher or something of that nature, but that piece of paper is what changes the law from them giving you direct cash. That's what allows them to do that. I guess I'm going back to this issue. It's hypocritical either way.
right. I mean,
And it's not up to Mark to do anything about it. That's the legislature. They vote on those things. These are laws that are put in place by these guys. His job is to enforce the law. Now, enforcing law is what we're talking about right now, because also that's the Attorney General's job. We had one of the highest murder rates in the country. And it's been like this for the past, maybe 2-3 years, maybe?
Yes.
So you mean to tell me that he wants you to focus on somebody going out there playing bingo, senior citizens, mostly is who it is anyway, out there trying to get them a little money on their fixed income or whatever. He wants you to focus on them and not focus on murder and crime?
Never mentioned murder, never mentioned opioids, never mentioned human trafficking, never mentioned domestic violence, never mentioned bullying, never mentioned any of those crimes right there, or drug houses.
So if we had to go on a scale of 1 to 10, because I think the crimes that we mentioned are felonies, correct?
Correct.
Everything we mentioned were felonies. He wants you to focus on a misdemeanor.
Absolutely.
Why? I just would really love to know why. What purpose? Folks can't walk outside their door right now and feel safe. They can't even go to the fair in Midfield, just to give an example. You can't go to the fair in Midfield, which you also cover. You got your sheriffs out there trying to make sure everybody's safe and being able to make sure the citizens are enjoying themselves. So how from Montgomery does he think gambling is such a very large issue?
I'm trying to understand the same. I have not been able to get that answer out of him, but he does make it seem like gambling is an issue that needs to be the top priority here in Jefferson County. And to me, I let it be known that we have bigger issues, other things that need to be of a number one priority. And that's what we're tackling. Jay Towns, the U.S. Attorney General, contacted me a few weeks ago, and he contacted me today. He has a better focus of what's going on here. He is here. He wants to make sure that I partner with Birmingham to help them with violent crimes. He also asked about the opioid dose, how many people out there are dying. So he has a real concern about what's going on right here, the more important things that are going on right here. He never asked about bingo.
I mean, because I know there's opioids, not this year, but years prior, we was up to almost 70,000 deaths with opioids. Gun violence, we're almost at 40 in Birmingham.
40 is a very low number. When you mention gun violence, when we say 40, we're talking about murders. When you say gun violence and gun shootings,
hundreds.
it was 696 folks shot last year in Jefferson County alone. 696 people. They had to get another trauma surgeon in UAB because of so many gun violent crimes that's happening out there. And you mean to tell me this AG again is focused on gambling?
I've never heard him say anything else but gambling, but bingo.
Well, I heard him. I wrote down some things that he's been stressing, and it's kind of making me question him. He was hard on the protest. He jumped out there, buddy. He said, "Hey, man, y'all don't need to protest out there. I gotta take the case from Danny.
He want that border wall.
He want that border wall. He's all for the border
For
wall,
the border wall.
right?
And Alabama is nowhere near border.
Wait a minute, bro. Wait. And he wants you to stop gambling.
Stop again.
Now, a Republican senator brought up gambling. His cohorts, his people. And they're saying that they're tired of this
Because
revenue
they
leaving.
want it. They need the revenue.
Revenue is leaving. Man,
Alabama is
Lord
almost
Jesus.
broke. That's what it is. Alabama, if you notice, marijuana now is being talked about. People laughed at me. Told me if I run for office, you lose votes talking about marijuana. I said, no. I said, because it's the black community. See, that's my difference. I'll stand up to it. The black community is the one who is going to jail for this. Now you see medical marijuana. Now you see the growing. You see these legislations. You see gambling, the lottery. What was 750 million 2 days ago?
Absolutely.
Who you think? All those states, Georgia's getting help from somebody.
I heard somebody put it this way, that is what you call a voluntary tax.
Yeah.
Instead of me paying to pay $250 for gas right now because these folks, which the money ain't gonna make it to our roads and what they say they was gonna make it to.
No.
Just to be honest about it, it's not gonna make it, man. It's
And,
gonna take care of
and
Mobile.
Jefferson County pays most.
It's gonna get Mobile straight though, but that was the purpose in that. But anyway, that's a voluntary tax that people are taking all out of this state every day, man.
Gas, you got to pay for gas to get there.
I don't know about you, man, but I went to Wetumpka, man, one night last week just out of curiosity. I just want to see what's going on. Didn't say nothing to nobody. Just rode down there. Do you know that place packed?
Packed. Yep.
And most of the
stays
folks,
packed.
and guess who the folks I saw? Here, Birmingham. I'm waving at folks I went to high school with. It was a reunion down there, baby.
But if we have bingo up here,
Right.
it's going to affect that economy down there.
Right.
But we know,
Right.
and I'll say this, I'm guessing one of those days, we know that there was some pastors who got them brown envelopes that stopped
Just doing
the
raps.
lottery.
They call it raps or maps.
They got
at the
them.
time.
They
Maps.
went around and got them
Yeah.
brown paper sacks. But we also knew. Only issue I had with the lottery then was it wasn't going to go through the schools that needed them. I think it was at the top 20% of the schools that was functioning were going to get the money. So that automatically took Birmingham school system out. That's why I was against it. I don't care how you spend your money. And I don't care who you sleep with. I say it all the time. As long as you ain't sleep with my wife, I don't care who you sleep with. So I don't get into the gay and lesbian. I don't get into all that. I don't care how you spend your money. You get what I'm saying? But now we're at a point of, and I feel this AG, and I get it. That's their job. We'll reach out to him and let him come on the show.
That's not his job.
I'm just saying, we want to get his point across as well. He's a welcome to come on. But you stepped out of bounds with the Danny situation. Now you're stepping in the sheriff's. And I just never seen this much attention when it wasn't Danny in office, when it wasn't Mark Petway in office. This AG now is just in Alabama. He might as well move to Birmingham because he's constantly up here now.
The resources and money that's taken to do this, because you still got gambling machines sitting in a warehouse somewhere that ain't doing nothing,
$7,800.
but ain't doing nothing but sitting up there collecting dust because I guess that manpower was really needed to sit there, whatever. Let's take a history ride back. You remember when you was talking about maps, correct? And when maps was coming, and during the time I was at this radio station and I was doing another talk show, and they used to always bring people around to try to sell me about gambling, which I was for gambling anyway. Me personally, that's an adult decision, and it brings revenue. All cities that I've seen, kids go to college for free. I thought that was perfect for me, and that's what I was on, the education lottery anyway. But anyway, what they did to black folks is the folks that could have voted for it because they gave a vote of the people at the time, because Don Siegelman, remember? He was the one that was pushing this, and it was a democratic situation to show you the great mask of Republicans. They didn't want it to be a democratic situation because the Porch Creek Indians were paying them in their campaigns.
Oh.
See, you got to get on back to Robert, not past Bentley, but when Rob Riley, whose son
So it all
was an
comes down
attorney
to the
for
money.
the Indians. Come on, baby, it's deeper than that.
It
It's
comes
deeper.
down to the money.
It's
M-O-N-E-Y.
all-
I heard that earlier
The
somewhere. I don't know where I
Indians were
heard that,
able
but I
to
heard it.
monopolize gambling in the South for a very long time. God rest his spirit, is a guy named Milton McGregor used to hit me on to a lot of this shit because he was the only one gambling. He the only one that had gambling going on, brother.
Oh.
Remember Milton McGregor?
Walking
Green
tall,
track.
walking tall.
Absolutely. So
With
the
big stick.
competition became the Porch Creek Indians. They bought the Republicans. The Democrats were for the gambling at the time. This is when we had the double standard. They started talking about the two different kinds of Democrats because they started giving them money and they started making it a biblical issue. And one thing you can scare people with in the
Is the
South
Bible.
is God.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you're lying on him, but you scaring him with it because you're saying, oh, it ain't right to gamble. Oh, but all of them down there. So now, modern day 21st century, this state is in trouble. Everybody's progressive but us.
It's in trouble. You need to say
It
that
is-
again.
it is in trouble.
Financially, it's in trouble.
It is in
That's
trouble.
why Sue Bell Cobb was pushing the lottery.
Absolutely.
For that $300 million. That's what I'm
Absolutely.
telling you.
It is in trouble.
It's in trouble.
They're slipping in charter schools on us, which is about big business.
Which takes money from the $600 billion of school.
But everything that they're doing now is by design. Now, what was not by design is God intervened in Jefferson County and something historic happened, which they never in their life thought would happen, which Mike Hale would lose. Let's just be honest. Then nobody, for the
Yeah.
next 20, Mike was set in stone. God said differently. Okay, now we got a brother up here who's saying, I am willing to focus on the core issues of Jefferson County. Well, no, you can't do that. And that's just how I feel that they pull. It's almost like they tried to pull a muscle card on you. I applaud you for standing up. We men, bro. You don't bother me about my family or my job, man. You know, two things, my family, my job, and my children. Okay, now it's a different animal coming out because now you're trying to make me seem as if I'm not doing my job. Well, since you've gotten in, and I have to give credit where credit is due, I'm tired of seeing you everywhere. Every time I look up on I say, God, dog, do Mark sleep at it? Oh, man. You at a school. You at a function. You at a... I did not see the other. I'm just going to be honest. We always say that. I ain't never seen it in the community. Coach Kids, I never.
I didn't know what he looked like until like last year, I think.
Right. So we are behind you. If whatever we can do is, I would love to write a letter to the AG and say, hey, focus. Because it's still some cases down there with some innocent folks on death row. You the AG, you supposed to be working on that, don't it? Ain't that what you're supposed to? Because some of these
42 years
some of these
ago.
murders that are unsolved.
You know what? I'm working on a case right now. This young man by the name of Mr. Meadows called my office a couple weeks ago, and he explained to me that he's innocent on a case that he served over 20 years for.
Wow.
I believe him. We're working to help him right now to get his case overturned, and I have talked with the DA. The DA is working also to help get this case back in the court. This is not something that hasn't happened before, but I do believe in justice. If the man did not do it, I do believe that we need to help him clear his name.
Right.
And that's all what he wants to do. He said, I've already served the time. He has. He served the time. He said, all I want to do now is clear my name because I did not do it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I believe him, and we're going to help him clear his name. Once we find out, we have been doing some investigating into his matter, and so far, I do believe that he is telling the truth.
So what's the outcome? What if you don't arrest the people? Bingos pop up everywhere like they did before. You don't arrest them. What happens to you?
Well, no one's been arrested in these other cases that we have now that's pending. No one's been arrested. It's been more of a civil forfeiture. They go in there and they shut the bingos down and they take all the equipment out of there. They confiscate all the equipment and the money. Now, I don't want to do anything that's unlawful. I don't want to violate the Fourth Amendment at the same time. I don't have an unlawful search and seizure. I want to make sure that if I go and take bingo machines and money, that I'm doing the right thing. So I need an expert. Experts cost money. And The AG has not supplied me with an expert.
So why do you have to keep the machines? Why you just can't ship them off somewhere? Why do we have to keep paying? Yeah. Why do we have to keep paying for the machines?
Because it's evidence until we go to court. We have to hold the evidence to be able to prove our case. If we say that these machines are illegal, it becomes evidence.
For 10 years?
No, Mr.
Now, I know that's not you because you only been in there a couple of months.
Right.
So for 10 years.
Well, we're trying to correct some of the things that's been done in the past. 10 years for a misdemeanor, that does not make sense. And the amount of money that we are paying to store those machines, especially for a misdemeanor, does not make sense. Misdemeanors are a year or less. This is over 10 years now. We will be packaging all those cases to present to the Attorney General so he can start getting rid of those cases before he start trying to come up here and do more and new bingo.
So what's the outcome? What's the fix? How do we end this battle that's starting to brew now? And what can we do?
You know, this is not something I started. He is using the media to come after me. I do my job. Every time a complaint comes in, I investigate it. Regardless of what the complaint is, I investigate every complaint that comes in. That's my job, and I do it. I don't know what I can do to stop it, but I do my job. Obviously, he is not liking the way I do my job, but I do my job.
So what is it that he doesn't like about what you're doing?
That he has not said. He thinks that I can just run in there off of his word and shut something down. I need more than just his word to be able to shut something down. It takes an expert. And the presiding judge says that we have to have an expert.
How much does the expert cost again?
I don't know the exact amount, but the fee is a salary fee. It's enormous. Any expert
It's gonna cost you.
will cost you. They do not come cheap. Their fees are enormous.
But you said that the DA isn't worried about it and the sheriff isn't worried about it. Not worried, but there's other things that to focus on.
We're investigating everything that comes this way.
Through, right.
Everything. We investigate it. We investigate every matter that is out there. So we don't push any matter aside. We investigate it. And that's how we get to be able to get things into court, by doing a thorough investigation. Have to do a very thorough investigation. I'm just not going out there on somebody's word. I have to do a thorough investigation of any complaint that is made. So that's what we do.
So whether if it could be family or anything, no matter if it comes across your desk, you investigate it.
Absolutely.
No matter, you're not gonna pay favoritism and all that. You're investigating everything that comes across your desk.
Everything.
Same as the DA, y'all investigating everything that comes across your desk.
That's the way we do it.
Right. So we all saw how he came in with the E.J. Bradford case. Can he do this? Let's go back. What all does a state attorney general do? What's their job function?
Their job is to prosecute. My job is to enforce the law. I bring the cases to them in the court. And that's where they take those cases and they prosecute those individuals that we say that they have done wrong. They're the prosecutors.
Can he come in and take over the bingo situation?
Now, the governor can grant him authority to have a special task force to go about doing bingo, and that's happened in the past. Governor Riley did that. He used the DA, a special DA, to go about with a task force to shut down bingo.
So we should expect this now.
Well, he has gone to the governor several times to try to get a task force to go around to shut down bingo. He has not been successful to be able to get that task force.
With the current governor?
Correct. So he has been trying. He's been trying. The bingo is just not in Jefferson County now. Don't think that it's just here. We only have one establishment that's open.
Brighton.
Brighton is the only establishment that is open. Now, bingo has been going on in Greene County for years.
So that's right. He would have to go to Greene County then and shut it down.
If he's going to be fair, they were doing bingo before Brighton. Why start in Jefferson County when you had Greene County?
Because there's a place by somewhere in Tuscaloosa.
Right. Exit 52 has at least 2 bingo establishments.
Because somebody was telling me one day, hey, I feel good because I won some money this weekend. I said, won some money? What, you went to Mississippi? No, I went right down here in Tuscaloosa area.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of the name. I'm going to find it. Yeah, Exit 52, I know, but.
Right. And down through the Black Belt, particularly in Lowndes County, they have a couple of establishments down there that are open.
But we're only here in Jefferson County. Now I know because I read the news. Now that's what I'm saying. That's what made me get in contact with you, because I'm like, okay, I'm only seeing Jefferson County, and you just
Lonnie, you have a internet hookup here. You can look up River's Edge, and you can see how long they've been open. They're right off of exit number 52, right past Tuscaloosa.
So
they've been open for years.
Yeah.
Nothing new. They've been open for years.
So it's basically who owns these, what city they're helping, who's connected with the money.
He's not attacking that sheriff.
What county is that?
Greene County.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And we still doing this?
Yes.
Again, before you came in, I told him, somebody was telling me that they had a great weekend because they just won some money. And I'm thinking, they went to the normal places. No, it's in Tuscaloosa area. Tuscaloosa, it's University of Alabama.
It's not Tuscaloosa. It's just a little bit past.
Past it, that's what I'm saying, that area.
A little bit past it.
Because these people live in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
They ain't but a couple minutes.
Right.
To me, it's Tuscaloosa area. Because they not that far from Tuscaloosa. Just like Jefferson County. If I go from here to Brighton, it ain't that far.
Man, it's pretty much rocket science, man. It's 2019, brother. Our sheriff made a decision that gambling is not priority. I follow his lead. That's why I voted for him. He said crime, high crime, murders, that is the priority. I happen to agree with him. AG said, Montgomery, baby, we got stuff for you to do down there, man. We got plenty for the AG to handle down there in Montgomery. You got plenty of case. I promise his caseload's probably high because he only been focusing on Hoover and these areas for a while. So, it's a water crisis going on down there, right? Can't you help him out with that or something? I mean, seriously, instead of trying to tell our sheriff and again, I took offense too, brother. I'm just gonna be honest. I did. I'm just gonna be really honest about it because it's almost like you're trying to discredit our historical figures, if that makes sense. Because you are living history. You live in history. And that is a trend I've noticed. They like to try to discredit or feel like you have something to say about it. You have no say. You don't have no say. You are the enforcement officer here. There's nothing he can do about that.
Do you have any new? Because my whole time I've been here, my internet has been acting crazy. It has never done this in the history of NNP, what it's doing today.
You think the Attorney General knows about this show today?
Maybe so.
Maybe so. I mean, don't be
of
surprised.
this show,
Don't be surprised.
I promise you, one time I had like 50 people pop up, then all of a sudden my internet goes down. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, here go a few people, like Christy Rather said that cities that issue the license need to handle their own business. They handle individual licenses. That's the purpose, right? I mean,
but he's saying go to your sheriff, your chief of police.
Absolutely. It's to
How
me,
much does bingo help the cities?
I couldn't tell you. I really don't know.
I mean, how would he know? He cannot study. Look, bro. All my brother's saying is this, and I seen the article that the Yellowhammer News. I like to go on. And
Did you see who published that article?
that was really interesting to me, man.
Wind Creek.
Right.
So,
Who is Wind Creek, sir? Don't just throw out names. You got to give it.
But it's
Who
a
is Wind
casino.
Creek,
It's a
sir?
casino.
It's a
Say it
casino.
It's a gambling establishment.
If they want to come after me,
Wind Creek can do an article?
no, Wind Creek didn't do the article. Yellowhammer did the article.
Yellowhammer did the article, but
But the ad was paid for by
Wind
Wind
Creek.
Creek. So they try to make me look bad, but they're taking money from establishment that it's a casino.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they doing anything
Yeah.
that appears to be right? I
Okay,
don't think so.
let's stop the presses. Here in NNP, not necessarily political, James Williams and Lonnie Malone have not received one dime from the current sheriff of Jefferson County, Mark.
Yeah, so they can look that up. Go ahead and look that up.
They always
one dime.
Now that you
baby.
said casino, they must got paid by the
Nope,
sheriff.
No.
We did not get paid by the sheriff. We have not received one dime since period, before or while he's in office. So don't. This is unbiased.
Unbiased opinion. You did, Yellowhammer. You did, but again, man, we behind you. I mean, from everything that people that I hear, church members, everybody that I talk to, they were glad you stood up. That was what was important to us at this time. Me, as a black man out here, just being honest, you represented us well on that one.
Through adversity, you get to see what type of leader
Absolutely.
you have in that position.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think this is a time of adversity. I'm being attacked by the Attorney General, who I thought would be there to support and help me. But no, he is attacking me. I'm doing my job. I needed him to be on my side to help me with things that are going on up here in Jefferson County, not attacking me. And I invite him to come up here to help me do these things that are desperately needed right here in Jefferson County.
Let's go back, people. I know we talked about this again, but what is your number one priority, sir?
It's making sure that you're safe.
Right.
Public safety is my number one priority.
Right.
I deal with violent crimes. We average probably about 2 to 3 murders a week. That shouldn't be a stat that we have out there that says we're looking at 2 to 3 murders a week. We need to stop that. We're looking at opioid crisis. I just got a call today from the U.S. Attorney General asking me how many overdoses did we have last year. I told him I will get you that number tomorrow. We have opioid crisis. Drug houses. We need to shut down drug houses.
Right. Right.
We have domestic violence.
Right.
Well, we have people that are killing their loved ones, their so-called loved ones, people that they're living with. We have bullying. Well, little kids are killing themselves because they've been bullied every day. Little kids are killing themselves.
I mean, the Parkland shooting. You notice that a lot of those kids who survived are now killing themselves.
Two of them are just killing
And I
themselves.
think one of the parents or something. It was something crazy. It's like there's an epidemic going around that we just overlook.
Right, we are. We're paying attention to bingo.
That was nice.
Okay, we do have bigger things.
So let's talk about the bigger things. Do we have a plan for gun violence, opioid? Do we have a plan for, you know it, I won't even put that on you. There's no way that you should be held accountable for suicide.
His job is
So
enforcement.
the
man.
murders and the opioids, let's just stay there. What plans do you, the DA, chief of police, I don't never get to speak to him too much. So what plans is there for those 3 positions?
I'm glad you asked me that because I do have a plan. Summer's getting ready to come up.
Yes.
Kids will be out of school soon. I had a group of ministers to meet me at my office this past week. We're putting together a plan to help these kids while they're out of school for the summer. It's a bridging the gap plan because it's law enforcement and the community coming together, providing for these young kids opportunities such as education opportunities. We want to expose them to some things to where it's going to help better their educational careers. We want to help them to see things they've never seen before. Take them to places on road trips to be able to see things so they can see outside of their own community. Sometimes you have to be taken outside of your own community to be able to visualize things. We want to expose them to things they've never been exposed to before. We want to help them, find out what's going on with them. We want to talk to them, get them to talk to us. We want to build a relationship. And I believe that that's going to help change our community. We got to start at an early age.
Right.
We start with prevention programs that we have right now for prevention. I also have an Explorers program that we're using, and we would love for more kids to join the Explorers program. Have a Citizens Academy that I have coming up. And the Citizens Academy is going to be like the police academy for the citizens. And when it's over with, they'll get an opportunity to ride with my deputies. And I believe this is going to help them, especially when they sit on these juries, to be able to see and know how to make a better and a more informed decision once they sit on these juries. Also, I will be opening up the range to be able to help people learn how to shoot and to make sure they know how to make their gun safe. It's a gun safety class. And they come out to the range and shoot free on the weekends.
I love that.
Will teach you how to shoot.
I love that.
A lot of these kids that have guns do not know how to shoot. They've never been taught how to shoot.
A fireman told me when a person, most of the time when a person gets shot in the hood, it's in their butt or in the bottom back of their leg because people shooting like this kind of thing. It's something
And they're
crazy.
probably running too.
Yeah,
They're right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're running.
That's what a lot of them are.
I got a question for you on the licensing situation, because I'm big on that, and I've been kind of studying a lot of laws in Florida, because Florida laws are changing dramatically and people don't really know that. But just in the city of Orlando, before you can get a gun license, you have to be trained. Is that something that maybe we could think about? Because me being a Marine, before I could touch a bullet, I had to know how to break that baby down, put it back together, knew the parts, knew what it does, knew what an extractor pin was, blah, blah, blah. Can that way of thinking be applied to citizens? Because what's happening is we're getting an 18-year-old who can come down there for $5 and get a gun permit and go right next door to the gun show and buy a weapon and run out there now, and he knows nothing about it. So this is where you get sporadic shootings and all of this old kind of crazy stuff
Censoring
going on.
You're censoring their rights.
Now, I agree with what you're saying, and that should be the way it's done, but not here in Alabama. It's not done that way.
Right.
They're even trying to make it to where you don't have to have a permit
That's what I'm
to have
saying.
a gun.
But he's offering to do what you're saying. It just
Right.
you can't make nobody. It's like, why not when you're 18? Why not automatically be registered to vote?
I get
You get what I'm saying? It's the law. It's America now.
I
That's the
know,
thing.
but some laws, man. Look,
I
man,
think
they
before
just
you
shot
get
a they just shot a gas tax to us that nobody wants. So anything is possible.
Anything.
Let me tell
Anything
you
is
something else
possible.
about
I
gun.
think with a CD or SUV, you need to have some kind of training.
Let me tell you something else about gun safety. Something that just happened recently in school. A substitute teacher took a gun to school with him,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and he bent over, and the gun
Discharge.
discharged.
Absolutely.
Thank God nobody got hurt, not even him. Thank God no one received any wounds or anything. It could have been something serious. He needs to learn. Well, she should have been taking the gun to school first thing.
First, right.
But then too, his gun was not made safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he needs training himself about gun safety.
And why would you take it in kindergarten or first grade class?
Well, I mean, okay, the gun, we know why you're going in, but as you said, why would you have a bullet in the chamber? You know, and you're walking around carrying, you're not finna go fire, you're not finna go into a hostile situation. We were always taught you chamber around before you enter a hostile situation. Not back in the van, not back in, once you enter and you see hostile, you chamber, you prepare, you go. Is that fair to say? That's how they trained us as Marines. Same thing goes for us, man. I'm not trying to censor anybody. Before you drive a car, you take a test, which shows that you have to know how to operate this vehicle.
Right.
Why wouldn't a gun, one of the most powerful things that you could hold in your hand, why would you not be trained for this before you get your license? I'm not saying to change the age. I'm just saying that what the sheriff has just said that he wants to offer, which is about safety.
I don't think an 18-year-old need a gun.
Hey,
I just don't. I mean, I get it. I understand.
That's
but
that conversation, brother, you have with them young brothers when I'm down at the gym shooting ball with them, and they tell me I would rather get caught with one than without one.
you don't need to know how to deal with testosterone at 18.
But that's not
You
what
want to
they're
get somebody
saying.
something powerful like that?
I'm just saying that's not what they're saying. What they're saying is they can't walk around without one. That's how they feel. They feel like they are in the Wild West. So I just told the brother, I said, look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in a war, literally, Desert Storm, and we didn't kill this many people. The stats is proven. If you look at the numbers during the time, 1 year of war, more people died in Birmingham. And that's incredible. And that's an incredible way to think and feel. So I'm behind you 100%. Only thing I ask though also is when you grab those pastors, you know me, I'm rough about this. We got to extend out to outside that house. See, they ain't going where it's necessary. We're going to go to the feel-good place where everybody can come to this park and eat. No. I was just there this morning. We in Fairmont Park, right in the back, where the issues lie. If they need a navigator, I don't mind. But I know some other people, because the folks that need to hear this ain't at them meetings, man.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
They're not at them meetings.
You're right.
We want to do conflict resolution training, but we training the people that's already know
Right.
how to handle a conflict.
You're right.
We can't do that, Mark. I want to go where it's uncomfortable. If I can be there, please let me be there, because I want to tell them, hey, man, it's comfortable in the confines. We got to
Make sure you
get
get invitations.
We gotta
put
get
the
out of
wrong
these
people in the
confines.
places. We
got to get out of these
We're
confines.
paying the wrong people to help the people. You understand what I'm saying? We both been in the streets well since we were 20-some years old.
Jesus.
But you don't see us out there getting the awards like all these people. And trust me, I call this a Susan Lucci because it was 20 years before she got an award. We don't care about the awards. What we're saying is we actually can help. I'll go in any neighborhood in this city
Right now.
and don't think nothing else about it.
Right now.
You understand what I'm saying? I'll go talk to the people with the guns and about the shooting. I see like Brother AV and all them, whether you like them or not, Corey Petway, whether you like them or not, they doing it. And we do it.
Yeah.
I was just saying today, I'm fighting too many of the wrong causes. Because some of these people out here just want to make noise.
Yeah.
That's not what we're about.
Yeah.
I have a nonprofit, The Effective Family, for gun and gang violence and to rebuild family structure one person at a time. I've been saying this since 2012. When I go into the schools, we was in Arrington Middle School for a year and a half, and you saw a change
Yeah.
within that year and a half.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're putting the focus out there.
The other way to get to it is one of my near and dear passions. Youth football leagues, youth sports leagues.
Right.
If you want to find an influx of folks, wait till Saturday this summer.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. That's and I think we need a pipeline because it can get out of hand out there too. And children are right there on scene, on site. And I think that is a great pipeline because we're not really supporting them. You know, I started the Pratt City thing and I didn't have the support. I actually had to issue out my own monies and because you know you got people coming from special situations. But those are the people we need to reach.
But it bothers me when you know people are getting 10, and I'm saying this on purpose because I know this is how much money they're getting. You're getting 10,000 here, you're getting 15,000 here, and you're not doing anything.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That ain't no money, man.
But no, I'm just saying
reason why I
you're
say that-
still getting this with the people who
Oh,
want to
yeah,
do
yeah,
something
yeah,
can't get a dollar.
I'm just saying we had a football. It cost me $15,000 every year budgeted to run that park, and most of that was paying tuitions for mamas not to disappoint the babies.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I had to buy cleats. You know,
I'm putting the Birmingham program together right now for basketball.
we have a special situation. We know it's a special situation. When we go into it, there's no need to go in there with your thinking you finna see civilized folk. But we gotta fix it. And that's why I say, you know, and I'm so glad you came to the show because you know I've been hearing about it and you know you with the pastors and going around. This ain't no feel good fix. I'm tired of feel good fixes. You know what I mean? It's like a PR campaign with nothing afterwards. Stop. Then we don't have a workshop, or then we don't go into a school and do follow up. The biggest thing we fail is follow up. I don't want to feel good about this, Sheriff, because this ain't feel good. You know, I know about Docena, Graysville. I was raised Glasgow Hill. Stuff happening out there too. You know, Birmingham mostly is a 5-mile radius, is what we're finding out. It's making us look bad, man. Up there, if you stood in the
from
Inslee,
our doorstep,
if you stood in the
5 to
Inslee,
10 miles,
if you
from
stood,
our doorstep,
if you stood
42%
at the crossplex and went on a 5-mile circle, that's the bulk of what's happening in our great city.
No, but I'm telling you, from our we're a block away from each other.
Well, absolutely.
So from
5 miles.
42% of the murders happen 5 to 10 miles
5 to
from
10
our
miles away.
doorstep. He's a sheriff.
That means
And I think we have one of the deadliest zip codes there.
That's what I'm saying. We have the deadliest.
yeah, y'all from my zip code 35211. I was born and raised West End.
But
Look
what
at
we're
it, it's
saying
been
is-
that way that long. Imagine
It's not
that.
one person. Like I
Imagine
think it was
that.
Clarence Muhammad said on the day, you
Imagine
can't
that.
keep electing these pretty politicians. And he was just going. I'm like, I got to go back and read all these posts he was putting up there today. But it's we're electing people by the way they look, who we know. We went to school with them. So what? Do you not realize that I got 4 kids, and I say it proudly? Do you think what would happen? I would tear this city up if something happened to my children. And I'm telling the sheriff that you might well go and arrest me because we got to do something. I went to Harrison Park.
Ooh,
I was speaking with the lady over there. She was like,
let's shout it.
Yeah, I said,
yeah.
What about summer camp? We ain't no money.
We ain't got no money. Yep.
We did it. We tried to do it before, but if we did it weekly, the people couldn't pay.
Yep.
So we had to cut it out. They couldn't afford it.
Can't afford it.
So now Harrison Park, beautiful area of town. The kids can't go to. This is happening all over the city. This was why we were fussing about MLB.
Yeah.
This is why we were fussing about the crossplex.
Yeah.
Our kids are suffering. Shonda Scales got this thing called She Works. Well, I'm going to steal from her because he serves. That's what I'm going to start serving by myself. Because whatever it takes from here on out, if I got to go out there and whatever little money I have, from here on out, I'm going to help the people. And that's the kind of accountability and what we got to do with everybody. Because it's not just you. It's not just Danny. It's not just the chief of police or the mayor. It's everybody.
We're supposed to assist him. And my last take on this, I'm asking for creative ways.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to get in a mold of thinking that this way is the way. It's not. It's not. Sometimes our way is going to be a little rough because we're dealing with some rough folks.
Right.
Sometimes it's going to be a little easy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's God, though. Sometimes he rough on you, baby. And then he'll shoot, man, I'm talking about his blessings hit you so hard to you, it bring tears to your eyes instantly. That's the feeling I want to give back to our community, if that makes sense. When you see somebody doing well, it makes you well up because you're happy for them.
Mm-hmm.
Sports leagues are where we going to find them. I dealt with it. When I wanted to get the street guys, you know what I did? Hey, man, bring some of that money up here, boy, and help this boy over here and pay his. We got to be creative.
Right.
But they got to know they can trust you, too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they can trust you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying it to you, and I'm saying it to you on camera. I feel like, because them folks exist, and ain't nothing we can do about it. We going to have to do something about it, because that's what's going to help turn down some of them little ignorant little boys, because them OGs, as they call them, going to have to reach down and say, hey, boy, that's enough.
Right.
That's enough. And they ready.
And they listen to them.
Trust me, they ready. They calling me every day. They saying, hey, man, we know you can get to the sheriff. I seen you on the picture. I got to quit taking pictures with you on Facebook. But he said, we know you.
AG will say something.
Hey, man, the street folk don't play that. When they see you on camera, with the sheriff, they're like, hey, boy, man, you with the sheriff. Tell him, man, we'll help. I'm telling you.
Okay.
They want to help.
Good.
It has to take.
It's a certain
every
bad
time.
element that, in that element, they got mamas and aunties out there too that's
Right.
unsafe. These folks ain't happy about this. We tired of this.
Yeah.
All I'm asking you to do, if it got to be me or whoever it is, bring a body that's able to transcend both languages, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been sitting corporate too long.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't trickled down.
Mm-hmm.
And then we know when we think we drop it in the church, it's trickling down. No, it stops right there too. We still got the ground level we got to touch. And that's not to knock on none of my pastors because they do great work. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But they also in their 60s.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little bit out of touch. I'm almost out of touch. I'm almost 50. They looking at me now like I'm a old man. We got to go grab Corey Petway type folks that look unusual when you see them, but them folks listening to them folks.
Mm-hmm.
Liaison, I think, is the perfect word for it, right? We got to get a creative liaison because we got to go in the trenches. I don't mind. I wear boots every day. Let's go. Because I want to reach them. My mama had to go to dialysis out there in Forestdale. I don't want no problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to tell Pratt City about my mama, man. I mean, honestly. And I think you're doing a great job. Police presence, I've been noticing over there by Pebble Creek, it's up.
Mm-hmm.
Out there in Docena, they ain't playing. Them little jokers. The presence means a lot, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Some places where they didn't ride all the time. They didn't ride back up there in Minor Heights. Mugger.
Mugger.
Now them fucking Mugger like,
I'm surprised they
shoot,
don't see
Sherry,
them.
I love it though. We ain't gonna tie up no more of your time.
Did you reach all your speaking points, sir?
Yeah, because we ain't gonna tie. We know you Russian, man. You
Well, there are a lot of things I do right now in the community. I do go to the schools. I visit school every week, and I do give out computers.
You like a substitute teacher.
And you know what? I try to catch them while they're young.
right.
I'm trying to inspire them and encourage them. And I also give away things to help them, such as computers. And I want to see them go to college, get them information on how to get there. So yes, I am trying to make a difference everywhere I can. So I will solicit the help for anybody.
No doubt about it.
Yes.
No doubt about it. How did it feel to see a little boy dressed up as you? I just want to know the feeling. That's got to be, you know what I mean? That's got to be a hell of a feeling, man.
I told people I've been mocked, I've been mimicked, but I've never been portrayed. So that was the first time I saw myself being portrayed by somebody else. It was a great feeling. The young man, he won. Well, he didn't win, but he placed. Was it third place? I think he did. He did an outstanding job.
Yeah.
Very outstanding job. Out of all there's several of them in the competition. He came in third. So I'm very proud of him.
Right.
Very proud of his showing and everything. And he always have a place that he can come home to and get a job. Right here.
You
in
better
Sheridan
believe
Park.
it. You better believe
I'm
it.
proud of him already.
What school was that, as a matter of fact?
That was the Busy Bee is a daycare.
You went to a daycare, man?
Yes.
4-year-old.
4-year-old.
See, that's that, man. See, now that's what I'm talking about.
You should have stood up right behind him.
That's what I'm talking
You the one.
Yeah, that's what I'm
The
talking
things they've been taught at that daycare, wow. Somehow.
Busy Bee is Sherman College.
Is that Sherman College?
Sherman College over in Roebuck area.
No. This is the Bessemer.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's real nice, Busy Bee down there.
I think it's Sherman still.
Yeah, I'm
I
saying,
think
but that is
Busy Bees or somewhere.
a daycare. Now that is okay. That is okay. Well, we're getting ready to wrap up, everybody. Before we go, War Eagle, y'all know I found out we're the Final Four LSU guy.
That's where you were earlier.
Yes, I'm honest. Yes, I was. We always give you the soapbox. You'll give to the world. You know you got about 3 minutes. Tell them what's near and dear to your heart, or what do you want to share with them today?
Thank you for this opportunity to come on your show. Thank you, the audience, for listening. We're in a time right now that we have some important issues that are facing us. Issues such as gun violence, domestic violence, opioid crisis. We have bullying. We need to tackle those issues and find ways to bring the community together, bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community. We have a tremendous work up here that needs to be done. And I solicit the help of anyone. I don't care what your background is. I'm not here to judge anybody. I want you to come and help. We have kids out there. I want to see them have a future. They deserve a future. They deserve hope, knowing that somebody's there to help them get to where they want to go. So if you're there and you're that person that I'm talking to right now, get in touch with me. I need you right now. Summer's getting ready to come up. Amen. And I'm putting together a program right now to help those kids. We just spoke about there is no more camps out there. We need to provide something for these kids. I'm willing. I just need help. So come and help me. I solicit your help right now. And I reiterate, I am not here to judge you. I just want to make a difference within the community. So come and let's do this. Let's do it together as one community, taking on one community. Thank you.
Thank you as always. And Alvin Garrett was supposed to be here today. His flight got delayed. He called me. We're going to bring him back because he got an album coming out, and we was going to be the first ones to announce the album coming out, whether you know it or not. So that's what that was all about. But y'all know Alvin from the Reuben fame and all that. It's a good friend of mine. I remember when the brother was playing bass at a church in Tuscaloosa. Long way. So Alvin, we ain't forgot about you, brother. Love you, man. Get home safely. Anything you want?
Birmingham experienced a lot of purple and gold this weekend. It was the 82nd district, 7th district meeting. We have one every year where Alabama, Florida, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and Mississippi come together. That's the 7th district in Omega Psi Phi. Alpha Phi chapter of Omega Psi Phi, the greatest chapter in Birmingham, was the host chapter. I want to personally thank Birmingham for the help that they gave us, the participation that they did. They came through the opening ceremony. Some of the councilmen, I think it was Wardy and Alexander, helped do a resolution so we can do our first annual career fair. We had about 30 vendors there. We had some great people come out. Not bad for our first showing. And thanks again for the city. I mean, even the Boutwell, the people there was just, they made it just so effortless that anything that we needed, they helped us. Even at the Sheraton, Birmingham just has some of the great employees, and that's what I want to shout out today. Birmingham has what it takes. They really do. Just need the help. Some people, I mean, whatever we needed, they went out for it. The sheriff is telling you he needs help. We all need the help for it. So this summer, donate an hour of your time. Whether it's at a daycare, whether it's at a school or summer school park, just go take some water to a football league. You know what I'm saying? Water is $3.49 or something like that for 40 bottles.
Absolutely.
I know Flint, Michigan still need water. You know what I'm saying? Just take some water, take some hot dogs, take a grill out there and just grill for lunch for somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you see somebody working, just give back. Just become a community again. That's what we need to do. All this bickering back and forth, it's getting kind of old. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be the chief, and nobody wants to be the worker bees or anything like that. Not necessarily political. gmail.com is the best way to come on the show. Check us out at Not Necessarily Political on Facebook and on YouTube. And get ready for Julia's show. Just Julia is coming out.
What you say?
Just coming. It's going to be on a Friday night. She's going to have a lot of cussing and drinking.
Wait.
Similar to the drink champs. I'm looking forward to that. Julia Warren is going to come out with Just Julia. Coined by our own Sheriff Mark Petway. So make sure when you make it, throw him a couple of coins his way.
This microphone is infectious. It
is.
It's infectious.
So people have been asking her.
I don't
so
want it. They're forcing it on me.
We're forcing on it, Just Julia. We're going to be her video photographer and all that. So check that out. It'll be coming in this June. We're going to go ahead and put that out there. First Friday in June, she's going to have a show.
Wow.
That's how
You
it works
even
in
put
Not
a
Necessarily
date
Political.
on it.
Hey,
Ooh.
when you're the Lonnie Malone from the James Williams and Lonnie Malone, people think I'm just a side chick when I'm not.
I thought I was the side chick.
Yeah, we both the side chick, depending on who you talk to.
Okay.
So Just Julia is coming out. We're gonna have First Lady of Mark Petway's wife gonna come out on one of the first guests.
Oh, I bet.
I can already see it now. Hotel room somewhere with some candles and a whole bunch of women just talking. Wow, I can't wait. Just Julia.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
But again, thanks a lot, Birmingham, the city of Birmingham. We really appreciate everything that you did for us this weekend. There was, we had like 1,500 brothers that registered for the district, which is unheard of.
Right.
For fraternities, we got a lot of programs that's getting ready to come out. Not necessarily political, is getting ready to do something. And also, the Saturday before Father's Day, the 15th, June 15th, we are going to do a first annual Father's Day cookout.
Yes.
In the city of Birmingham. Everybody's invited. We just want even the mothers who don't have the fathers at home, bring the children through. We want to have enough men in there to where they can be a mentor for a day or anything like that. Come out, get you a good sandwich, and enjoy the festivities. We're going to have 3-on-3 basketball competition for all you pros like Danny Carr and James Williams. They got time to get their legs back under them.
That's all I need.
Or Maurice Muhammad. I saw him bragging. Yeah. He was bragging on T-Line that he was a professional. So we got all you guys.
Too, man.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. And again, anytime this guy right here, the Sheriff of Justice of Jefferson County, wants to come on, he has free reigns to come on and talk about the things you want to do. And
man, I forgot. I'll be on Big Walnut show tonight, man.
You will?
Yeah. I supposed to be going on there with Big Wall Jew. Them, so I'm gonna have some fun down there tonight. So I see y'all. This
What
evening.
time is that?
I think it's from 8 to 9, right?
8 to 9.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
that'll
so
work.
Get down there with them tonight.
And again, we'll see you all later.